Hello Spider Peeps. Oh man, the inside of this iPad, it's just calling to me. These beautiful cells. I want to reuse this battery. Let's see how I can take this apart. Alright, so I've got what's this? This is a T3, yeah, I believe. Let's undo some of these screws. So this is the charging socket. So I assume that the cells somehow are connected to this, although the charging socket and data socket does go over here. Will that come out as it stands? Yeah. Alright. Well, there's a wire under there. It looks like I've got to undo this other bit then. Maybe this is a socket here as well. Yeah, alright. And what's in here? It's a bit tight. Oh, that's the Wi-Fi module. And it looks like there's two little plugs there. I mean, I don't really need to reuse this, but let's... Oh, there's a plastic panel over it. So they should pop off now. Alright, that's interesting, isn't it? That the, well, I'm assuming this is the Wi-Fi module that's just sitting there in the board. It's interesting. I suppose it means if they have different ones for different countries, they can just change this one part. If they're going to put this part in anyway, that makes sense, doesn't it? Might be wrong. Alright, is this... Well, let's take this board out. I assume this is the motherboard over here. You expect it to be bigger. I mean, there's no reason for it to be huge. It's the same processing power that's in an iPhone. And that's about phone size, isn't it? I don't think I'm going to be able to reuse that. But where the batteries are... Okay, this looks exciting. So we've got some battery terminals there. So yeah, on the underside of that, there's the batteries. I wonder if that's one terminal for each battery. Let's I've got the multimeter out. Just, you can tell who I've been watching, can't you? So let's set that to voltage and see what's coming out of here, if anything is. Nothing out of there. Oh, we've got 2.5 volts coming out of there. Does that mean these are the opposite? Oh, we've got 4 volts coming out of there. That's interesting. -1 volt, 4 volts. I don't really know what's going on there. I suppose if 2.5 and 4. So how are these connected? Are these connected in parallel? I don't really know. Hang on, if one was 2.5, then it would be 5 volts I'd be expecting, wouldn't it? So can I get that showing 1.5? So that might be really low on a battery, so that's a bit dangerous. Then again, taking apart stuff with batteries in is dangerous anyway. Yeah, so there's 1.5 and 2.5 gives me 4 volts, doesn't it? Interesting and scary. Alright, what other screws have I got to come out? Are they screws? No. They were the bits. Alright, there's one here. Alright, now I think this has been... I think this is glued on here. I was actually looking at these as well. These are the speakers. How does that bit come off? What's that? Oh, that goes to there. I was watching something, that might be the 5G antenna in it, so I won't reuse that. But I mean, the speakers, if my LCD card has got speakers in it, I could pop that in and have some sound coming out, couldn't I? Yeah, so I might be able to reuse that. That's good. And now, how do we take these off? So I think this is glued. So how can we get this battery pack off without bending the batteries? That's the important thing. It looks like they're on a plastic carrier of some kind, so they are going to be supported, but I can't get anything underneath there at the moment. It's time to go and get a spudger, I think. Where's my spudger gone? It should be here. So it looks like the IPA is releasing that a little bit. Yeah, well, it's going to be a slow... Oh, maybe not. Oh, not too bad. It definitely feels as if the IPA is beginning to break the bonds, so that's good about this one. Give it a spray down there. Maybe I'll do these bits as well. Might soak in a little bit while I'm working on these other bits. IPA definitely is the wonder chemical for so much of electronic stuff. And it looks like this bit here is... I really should get my explosion containment pie dish, shouldn't I, for this? I suppose this is a pie dish in a way. You'll no doubt hear the crash of me running out the door when these catch fire. But hopefully they won't. I just have to be... don't need that bit, do I? I just have to be careful not to slip, because I don't want to puncture the case, because then it will get interesting. But that's come off okay. Let's try this bit. I just got a iFixit spudger. I was getting it actually to break the seal around the side of here, but I ended up using a much cheaper metal one, and I ordered this at the same time. It's a little bit harder than the normal Isesimo spudger I need, but yeah, I mean, it's working for this, isn't it? So let's continue. That sounded promising. You can see the glue coming out on there, so it's definitely doing something. It doesn't look like I've bent anything yet, so all is good. What about this side? I think I prefer to go in this way here. I'm not sure whether the plastic bit goes underneath the cells or not. It's around the edges, but I obviously don't want to damage the cells in any way. And the phone going beep doesn't help me with my paranoia. Oh, now this feels as if that bush there goes into the back of the case. That is a bush, isn't it? It's not a... yeah. Almost looks like that one bit might lift off there. Not sure. Right, let's come down this side now. And get it down a little bit to begin with. Then that'll let the IPA sink in. Ooh, that sounded very promising. Oh yeah, look. So that comes out over that bush there. So, how am I going to get down into that? It doesn't feel like the back of these are stuck on. If I get down here, there's still a bit more to go on this side. Ooh. I think I need something that's going to slip down a little bit further. Just these bits under here now. Batteries are still cold, that's good. I mean, there's the cooling effect of the IPA on my hands, but there's no heat there at all, I don't think. Let's see whether I can find something else. I wonder if Timu's going to come to the rescue here. Do you remember this? This was from my Temu video here, and I laughed at it because it was pathetic and it was so incredibly wobbly, but I think it might go all the way under here. I think it will. Right, let's spray that with some IPA to get the IPA pushed in a bit more. Oh, look at that. Now I'm a little bit worried about this and the metal, but thinking about it, this is metal anyway, so they're not going to be anything bare metal, is it? Because it would short on that anyway. So yeah, maybe this is going to help. Oh look, there's a bit there stuck. Oh yeah, who'd have thought? Temu are actually helping me. All right, then there's this side. Let's do the same thing again. Making this a bit of a mess, but I can feel it catching against the glue, and the glue beginning to soften. I think we're virtually there now, you know. That's almost up. A little bit catching there. Who would have thought that that would have been useful? Fantastic. Alright, so that should lift off now. Yes. So just this bit. You know, this is so well, I know this is sort of a bit of a boring video really so far to get these batteries out, but I think if you did want to change some of these batteries, this might be useful to show people. So I think I'm probably going to leave this in the video. Really, I should say this at the start, shouldn't I? I didn't know. I mean, just doing this, I didn't really know how well this was going to go or how I was going to do it, but just a little bit there that's still... There we go. Ta-da! Oh look, we are safe underneath there, aren't we? Look at that, real decent amount of plastic there to protect it. And actually I think there's a lot of tape on here. Probably if I remove this tape as well we could see the cells. But that is my cell module. And as someone said, they really hope I'm not going to throw this away. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Clean the goop off anyway. And I did actually think about sending it to Big Stacks. I wonder if he's done any iPad teardowns. Well, not iPad teardowns. I wonder if he's done any iPad melts. I might do that for a laugh. What's under here? I noticed that was going under there a little bit. This has now become just out of interest. Is this a... I mean, that's like a Wi-Fi antenna connection, but this has got that on it. Is that a light? I just want to take this apart now. It's very well put on. It's not going to be dangerous. Just yank this off. It's that very thick aluminium. So it's some kind of oh, I wonder if, because this is this a charger? Is this a charging port? Because this isn't metal, this back Apple bit, that's the bit where the RF could get out, isn't it? Where the Wi-Fi signals or whatever could get out. So I wonder if that's another Wi-Fi antenna. It must be with that label. So it's not an LED. Anyway, interesting. You know what this is? Leave a comment below, let me know. Before we get to the next bit, this video is sponsored by JLC PCB, your one-stop shop for high quality PCB prototyping. Whether you're working on a small DIY project or scaling up for bigger production runs, JLC PCB offers really cheap PCBs, fast turnaround times and top-notch quality. Getting your designs made has never been easier, and you can even get them to populate your PCB for you. Check out the link below to see what the current promotion is. Now, where was I? Alright, so that was an action shot, wasn't it? Let's clean this a little bit. It all looks a bit disgusting now. I've got this goopy glue all over me, which is never coming off. So there's the battery module, and we know that there is some power in it already. Oh, what's under here? See if there's any circuitry underneath here. Oh, I can see the pure cells now, so this is see the silver cells and hide all the apple malarkey, and actually see the raw lithium power. I'm wondering whether this here is protection circuit. Might be. Yeah, that probably is a protection circuit, but I still think it would give voltage out of there because they won't be able to turn the internal cell off, will they? So let's try again. I'm not sure which way is which now. Right, 4 volts out of that one. So any voltage out of here. Okay, cool, right. So 4 volts out of that one. Excellent. And is that 4 volts out of that one? Yeah. The way around. So positives in the middle. Positives in the middle, is it? No. Oh yeah, the cells are laid out the same way, aren't they? They're not mirror cells. Alright, so that's really good. So I can get power out of those. And I think this subboard might just fit directly into my monitor case, but I've got to work out how I can charge these first. So I've got an idea for that, so when it arrives I'll come back to you, but that's just going to be now for you. Isn't it amazing? It's funny sometimes when you start taking things apart you realise there might have been better ways to take it apart. I mean, the safest way to remove this is what I just did, but I've just noticed, so we can see the pouch cells at the back, you can see the traditional silverness of those. Even though that bit's covered in Captain. But I'm looking at this cover and this is just a sticker, so I actually think I could, if I was careful, just run a knife down the edge of that. I'm not going to, but I think I could, and likewise here, but I'm going to do it to this bit. I'm not actually going to push it into the pouch, but I've just sort of come from the side there. Now will this, yeah, so that's broken the seal there. Now if I look at this bit, there's another one here, so I'm going to come on the bottom and cut that bit of the label. Let's pull that off. Oh no, not more of that gooey stuff. Ugh. I just spent the last 20 minutes clearing all the goo off the cave, and then I find some more. Yeah, might be a cleaner way to do it. Alright, with that bit cut off, and I'm just looking here, this is a sticker as well, look. So I think if I'd pushed something gently under here, I could release that sticker, and then this would all fold out, and it might just be pushable. Yeah, I'm not bending the cell here, but look. Yeah. So actually I think when this is in the case, you could, if you were really careful, run a knife down the edge of these cells and break this black thing on the outside. But I mean, you're playing with fire then, you really are, so you have to be careful. But this is just stuck in, look. It's just all coming off nicely now. So we can actually get these cells out, if we wanted, out of that frame. And if you were very careful, you see, if you were running it along there, as long as you don't cut that way into the pouch, you could cut it there. But don't do this, right? Honestly, do not do this. Right, these are scary stuff inside this. And actually, this is the iPad that I unlocked the other day, and part of unlocking it was that I charged it up to full. So these cells are absolutely full and ready to explode. So we need to be careful not to do that. Okay, so this is Spidermaf from the future, and this is the end game where I'm going with this video. But that last video, the bit of recording, I decided to leave in that whole thing because I thought it was useful to show how to get the battery out, even though you don't want to do it. Of course, these are the batteries. These are the cells that I've put together into a battery, and I've done this with it. So I'm going to stop this video here. If you want to find out what this is, what I've done with this, how I blew one of these up, then please subscribe and find out next video. Okay, bye.